This is a song these guys were singing. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Get that song in your head. I'm a creep. That's exactly what every last one of these guys was.
Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
How important Neil Young is as a artist to white people, and how important the song Creep is.
Oh my God. Don't you say anything bad about that.
The magic of this song Creep.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
It's, when I heard it, I'm like, oh, it's a good song. And then I seen videos, and it's mesmerizing to white people. They start floating. I'm a creep. I'm a loon.
There we go.
Dude.
Now here I was, minding my own business, trying to figure out why Disney would perm Moana's hair. And I see this. ICE worker arrested in trafficking sting told police, "I'm ICE boys." A U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement worker was among 16 men arrested in a Minnesota trafficking investigation that targeted individuals seemingly attempting to solicit a minor. Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges said in a news conference on Tuesday that the three-day Operation Creep began on November 5th and focused on identifying people seeking to purchase from a 17-year-old girl. I'm sorry. Did you say Operation Creep? That's what they called it beforehand? I don't even think I would want to participate in that in any way. You don't want to get caught up in an operation with this name at all, like at all. Was they singing when they brought him in the van?
You know, I do car karaoke and I can't sing, so I'm going to butcher this, but we'll be all right. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. This is a song these guys were singing. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Get that song in your head. I'm a creep. That's exactly what every last one of these guys was.
Wow. Wow. You know they had to be let down when they got in that van. Now they in there high and dry. Go ahead and play the exit music.
I'm a creep. I'm a loon.
There we go.
Dude.
I'm telling you, after hearing that, I'm gonna walk around like a paranoid android. And I would want to know how to disappear completely. Like a subterranean homesick alien. Now, was that the chief? Was that the chief? Y'all notice something? Y'all? Nothing. It's just something I noticed. I was wondering if anybody else happened to notice. It's not lost on me that whenever really foul things happen, it's always a certain kind of officer that's briefing the public. I always found that interesting. Thank you. At least somebody says they just keep them in the back to come forward to break this kind of news. Is that? No, because I remember the same thing when we was in New Orleans. All of a sudden they brought a sister out there, Senator Kenny in there with a red Solo cup. It was crazy.
This one shames. This is a tragedy in many respects, but people at the Department of Homeland Security, I know there are great people there that come to work every single day and do their jobs and do it admirably. Unfortunately, Mr. recently married back here is not one of those people. He works for ICE, and he is an auditor for them, a civilian employee. When he was arrested, he said, "I'm ICE boys." Well, unfortunately for him, we locked him up, we put him in our jail. He got reappropriated to our jail, and my understanding is he helped send people to send federal authorities. I think he's going to see some federal authorities because I think the feds are going to take this case.
He got reappropriated. He got reassigned to our jail. That was good. Now I see why they bring us out. Now it makes sense why they bring us out. Oh man, my man really ate what unfortunately for him we locked him up. That my man really ate on that one. Run the meme over me saying that. Now, did you say recently married? He was just recently married before he got popped in this. Jail might be the safest place for him. I would ask for more time if I was him.
Trying to meet up with a 17-year-old. This dude had just gotten married. You know what I'm saying? Getting care. And this is who y'all chose to protect the U.S. and protect the people within. Look, what kind of background checks y'all did on this cat? And then what's crazy, they had another cat on there. I think his last name was like Gumandi or some shit like that. This was his second time getting busted on the damn sex trafficking sting. His second time trying to hook up with a minor.
I'm sorry, did you say it was his second time? It was one of the guys, it was his second time getting caught in the sting? I'm surprised he still answer his phone. I mean, honestly, your second time being in one of them lineups? No, you don't need to be nowhere in the electronics.
Hell, just a damn few weeks ago, wasn't it that I made that story about the ICE agent that was down in Florida? That wanted the excuse of, I'm an ICE agent guy, but he was sitting there drunk, driving with his kids. But he wants favoritism. You know what I'm saying? Same with this ICE agent that got busted. Yo, do y'all know this cat literally was like, I'm ICE, guys. The hell that supposed to mean? You gotta meet a damn youngin'.
Oh, you guys remember that one. I had a video all about it. Body cam footage shows alleged ICE officer pulled over for drunk driving, racially profiling arresting officer. So let me see. We got a ICE officer pulled over for drunk driving, and then he racially profiles the arrest. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds. I think we hit just about everything. Now, did he have a cross hanging from the mirror? Because that really, if he calls himself a Christian, that would really be it.
Okay.
I'm trying to get home. I got my boys with me.
Who do you work for?
DHS.
Do you have your ID with you?
No, I don't.
Okay. But if I called them, they'd verify that you're a
100%,
Department.
bro.
Okay. You don't have any type of credentials or anything that say you're DHS?
Not on me, no.
Okay. All right.
I only bring my weapon with me if I'm.
Okay. But you don't have any weapons on you right now?
No, I don't.
Okay. So what I want to do, I want to talk to you away from the kids. So I'm going to ask you to step out of the car and we're going to walk back to the back of your car, okay?
Are you fucking serious right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Huh. I wonder what he thought would get him out of the DUI. Was it the two sons in the back seat, or was it the fact that you said you were trying to go home? Because I can tell you, as a rabid Cops viewer, the TV show, I was just trying to go home is literally the first thing out of most people's mouths in that situation. Mm-hmm. There was one that I saw that was very creative. He said, I was driving to the police station. He said, I was coming to see y'all. That was good. I thought they should have let him go just for creativity.
And right before my eyes, that's the second incident that I've seen as to where when officers get into an entanglement, they want, favor because the officers know. You have to remember, you human first, homie. You human first. You make mistakes and your mistakes need to be corrected just like us civilians, homie. Just like us civilians. Believe that. Just like when I was in the military, any mistake that I would have made in the civilian sector, I would have got popped for it. You know what I'm saying? That it don't matter. Don't matter. You pay for your mistakes, homie. You pay for your mistakes. And as they should. The man was there to meet a damn underage person. Underage child. In an operation called Operation Creep. And the words that came out of his mouth was, I'm ICE, guys.
And now it's time to talk about I'm ICE boys. My boy said he was ICE like that's a get out of jail free card. He thought being a PDF would be okay as long as he was an ICE agent too. Now I wonder where he would get that idea. I wonder where would he get the idea that it's okay to be engaged in that kind of behavior as long as you were working in the administration. That's just a weird thing to have picked up from the top down. That is wild. But I would love to know, just to ask him specifically, what response and reaction he wanted from I'm ICE boys. Like, what did you think? They were all just going to leave and you get to continue and enjoy your Saturday evening? Like, what? How did you think that was going to go? Because that would be good information just to get, the public into the minds of the people that a great many people just blindly entrust with our well-being. That would be extremely, extremely valuable information. Ahem, once again, not a drag queen. And America really has a problem with middle-aged white men sleeping with kids. Somebody want to speak on it? Somebody want to speak on it? Because we know all it takes is one case for them to push a narrative and amplify it across right-wing media about brown people or about gay people or about Muslim people. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. It just takes one high-profile case. And how many are we up to? Oh, we'll circle back around and collect all of the evidence like the chief did right there. Download. They gonna take my data, ain't they? Oh, there go my identity. I just really want to see what I'll look like as an alien baby. You know those apps and services you still use, even though you know they're probably harvesting your data. And that Sophie's Choice has to annoy you. You got to choose between giving up your privacy and going completely off the grid. I mean, completely. That is all done by data brokers, by the way, companies that take all the information they can find on you and sell it. Now, legally, they do have to remove your private information if you tell them, but they make it as hard as possible because they want you to feel hopeless and stuck. Sound familiar? This is where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. They do the hard work for you, constantly scanning the dark web and submitting opt-outs on your behalf. Now, there are other services that offer this as well, but none of them offer as many features as Aura for the same price. You get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. And if anything does happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance. You can go to my link, aura.com/ReeseWaters. Again, that's aura.com/ReeseWaters to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites automatically. And I want to thank Aura for sponsoring this video.
I'm ICE, boys. That's what Alexander Back said after he was caught in a child trafficking sting, after he solicited a 17-year-old girl first. This wasn't an actual 17-year-old girl. It was just a police officer posing as a 17-year-old girl, kind of like, To Catch a Predator, but without Chris Hansen just being a grifter that takes everybody's money. Anyways, that's off topic. Notice how he is not a drag queen or a trans person. I know. Weird. Shocking. almost, that somebody who would do a job where you have to do really bad things and basically be a predator would do other bad things. Anyways, he was caught in a text exchange. And here's how it went when he was texting 17-year-old Bella. You, okay, if I'm a little younger than my ad says, just want to be honest.
Sure.
Okay, because I am 17 and one guy got hella mad at me.
Are we sure that his text sounded like that? Are we sure that that's the way his text? I don't know. Just because I saw the photo and I saw the charges, and I just feel like there was, there's probably some coughing and some groveling involved. Like I don't think it was that dignified at all. No, don't give him that good AI voice.
He then asked the police officer if they were police, and they said no. So he met them in Bloomington, where he was arrested with 16 other individuals. Wow.
Now, Chief Hodges said Operation Creep is similar to another operation from earlier this year that resulted in the arrest of Republican Minnesota State Senator Justin Eichhorn, who was also charged with soliciting a minor and resigned his Senate seat. Hey, Pam Bondi, I think we got a situation. I see a pattern. You know what I'm saying? If you see something, say something. I see a pattern. We want to address that or white men shield? Okay, well, let me know. Let me know, because it's all right. It's impossible to ignore at this point. Well, they recruit random Joes off the street. Ah, that's right. You have been pretty aggressive in your fervor to recruit additional ICE agents, haven't you?
16 men were arrested. One of them was an ICE agent. He tried to defend himself by saying, "I'm ICE, boys. Like, I'm good. I got a badge. Like, y'all can let me go. Like, I'm good." Motherfucker, what? This is a direct result of having a $50,000 signing bonus with no background checks and motherfuckers who just want to oppress people. Operation Creep, and they nab an ICE agent. Who would have thought?
Hey, Christy Nome. Christy, now we got to talk. Yep, because we looked at all your recruitment material. We saw all your recruitment material, and we were able to discern, where the level had been lowered to for ICE to white man. And this is what's going to happen. This is quite often, in fact. Talk to Pam Bondi. I gave her all the evidence. It looks like lowering one's standards wasn't a good idea. So let me get this straight. We get to have months of conversation about DEI rendering anybody black, anybody female, anybody differently abled, anybody LGBTQ, etc., unfit, because they have to be a DEI, right? Unfit. But yet, when it comes to ICE, we could just open up a huge human-sized net and just grab anything that passes the paper bag test, and they're magically qualified. That is fascinating. I don't recall there ever being any conversation about the qualifications to roam around the country masked, grabbing people up off the street. I don't recall that. I don't recall that. But somehow, if there's a brown person within 6 degrees of separation from a disaster anywhere at any point, it's DEI. It's funny how that works. Isn't it funny how that works? And speaking more specifically to law enforcement, one of the cautions that's been raised around any election time where people, we need more police officers on the street. That is what they say, is who can yell loudest. They need more police officers on the street. That's what we hear every election from both sides, quite frankly. One of the cautions that's been raised is just very quickly and aggressively expanding the volume of people you entrust with that power by its very nature leaves you unable to vet all of them properly, or at the very least train all of them properly. But we can't have that conversation. We're still talking about DEI. And speaking of ICE, as the New York Times reported this weekend, ICE has drastically reduced its trafficking investigations, and I guess at least one ICE employee may have seen an opportunity. Note it was the locals who arrested him.
One of the men in his Minnesota sting said, "Hey boys, I'm ICE." They arrested an ICE employee for soliciting inappropriate relations with a 17-year-old girl. This thing happened between November 5th and November 8th in Minnesota. The worst of the worst. ICE. That's who DHS hires. The worst of the worst. Former J6ers that were pardoned by the felon, because that's what felons do. Thought he was going to get off. The ICE agent thought he was going to get off by telling the investigators, "Hey boys, I'm ICE." Not only is he not going to get off, he's facing state and federal charges. I told you, ICE, trash, worst of the worst. Just saying, y'all. Anyway, that ICE agent, well, they'd say former ICE agent, but you know what trash they are, and Christina DHS are, right? So, Operation Creep, November 5th through the 8th in Minnesota. Well done, investigators. Well done. Throw the book at him.
Huh? You object to that, ICE? Well, you can feel free to prove her wrong. We would love you to prove her wrong. You've given us a lot. You've given her a lot. And quite frankly, at this point in time, I see no reason to object. That's what y'all did. Like, we didn't start that way. I ain't had no feelings about ICE 2 years ago. I can tell you that. Y'all did that. Who would have thought grabbing up random men with superiority complexes and giving them power would lead to abuse of said power? Who would have ever thunk this? And you're telling me that the masked men kidnapping children don't have those kids' best interest at heart? Shout out to Mike Drucker for that. Phenomenal comedian, by the way. And yes, he seems about as shocked as the rest of us were to see this particular story.
Least surprising thing you're going to hear today, an ICE officer was arrested in a child sex trafficking sting. This is Alexander Stephen Back. He's a 41-year-old immigration and customs enforcement auditor in Minnesota. He responded to a prostitution ad last Thursday, and a Bloomington undercover officer responded saying that she was a girl named Bella. She told him repeatedly that she was a little bit younger than the ad claimed, and then explicitly said she was under 18. Alexander is like, "No problem. You're only $200 an hour, so let me get in my wife's car and come meet you." So he gets there, undercover officers pop out, and Alexander goes, "But I'm ICE, boys." Like the thin blue line bullshit was going to make him immune from trying to sleep with children. I don't know. This sting was aptly labeled Operation Creep, and in less than 3 days, they arrested 16 men. But we have set up these systems that predators can really thrive in, right?
Stop. That right there. We've created a system for predators to thrive. Now, although ICE roams around masked, grabbing people up off the street and seemingly doesn't have to abide by the Constitution, it's not altogether different than the power that is entrusted to a great number of law enforcement officers when the public remains under the sedation that they can do no wrong. One of the things that's consistently been said by me and a great number of other people are that when there is no oversight, when things can run unchecked where you just grant the blanket blind benefit of the doubt and don't cross your T's and dot your I's, you have created a cauldron that is perfect for the perpetration of crime. Perfect. I can't think of a better scenario to do crime than if I was just a class of person that would naturally be trusted and be believed regardless of how suspect my moves might otherwise be perceived. It's perfect. Your naivete, or dare I say, willful ignorance, or dare I say, racism. Take a pick, either way, whichever one you fall into. Whichever one you fall into, your unwillingness to be an adult and actually acknowledge that these are forces we have in our society create the opening for exactly these kinds of things to occur.
They're given weapons and badges and crazy amounts of discretion and trust and access to vulnerable populations. We have really just cultivated this system that makes it so easy for them if the system isn't policing themselves. And historically, that hasn't happened. So it's kind of nice to see this guy get arrested, I guess. But I'm not going to throw a parade for the system doing its job once.
Now, the system policing itself is the safety that we have built into the system. And how's that working? How is the system policing itself? How does that work?
What? I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going into work?
Because you're going 80 and a 45.
I am going into work.
Okay, what are you going to work for?
What does it look like I am dressed for? What does it look like I am dressed for?
My name is Deputy Hilton, and they see your driver's license.
No.
Okay.
It worked well here, and I applaud them for doing so, but you can only imagine just how deep this might go. Imagine how much trafficking gets hidden under the excuse of deporting illegals. When people have no rights, no voice, and no protection, they become easy targets for the worst abuses. And he's just one that got caught. I bet mad of these MFs are taking advantage of these families they're taking away. Shaking my head. And lastly, are we supposed to believe they're not kidnapping kids?
This ICE agent was just busted, and it's bad.
People at the Department of Homeland Security, I know there are great people there that come to work every single day and do their jobs and do it admirably. Unfortunately, Mr. recently married back here is not one of those people. He works for ICE, and he is an auditor for them, a civilian employee. When he was arrested, he said, "I'm ICE boys." Well, unfortunately for him, we locked him up. We put him in our jail. He got reappropriated to our jail, and my understanding is he helped send people to send federal authorities. I think he's going to see some federal authorities because I think the feds are going to take this case. So
he was soliciting sex from a minor. And his response is, "I'm ICE, boys." It reminds me of that video of the other ICE agent, the drunk dad with the 2 kids in the back seat. Or that Border Patrol agent at the bar with the girl throwing his loaded weapon in bushes or something like that. And I made a slide a while back of a lot of these agents who have been caught in SA child stuff. But the level of entitlement and I'm ICE, which this is what all these vatos have. You see it in the videos. Above the law. They think they're so cool. Making fun of people crying, bawling their eyes out as their families are being torn apart and kidnapped. These guys can't even pass background checks, and yet they're hiring them because they're not being fully vetted. Share, share, share. Everyone needs to see this.
Now, to the point of just how deep this goes, I had a whole video just about people pretending to be ICE and assaulting people. People that have never actually worked at ICE, don't actually have a badge, don't actually have, whatever the tools are that they give ICE. Just by perpetrating ICE and pretending to be ICE, were able to assault people, women specifically. Imagine what the possibilities are if you're an actual ICE officer. Multiple ICE impersonation arrests made during nationwide immigration crackdown. Now this one blew my mind because I didn't even know that ICE officers came in different shades. Yeah, all the videos that I've seen, all the clips and all the pictures I've seen have been pretty. There was a rash of people impersonating law enforcement in general, right, to perpetrate various crimes. I would think that would be something they would take extremely seriously. Yet this is something that not only we saw coming, but something that has increased. And yet I have heard nothing from our federal government and the authorities about this issue, tamping down on this issue or punishing crimes such as these in a way that would deter copycats. Nothing. It's almost as if they say that the affected populations, which in this case would be the immigrant population, Latino communities, women, it's almost as if they're saying they don't matter and they don't care. Now, of course, naturally, we haven't heard anything from DHS or ICE or Kristi Noem or the administration. I'm sure we will as soon as they're able to connect the dots to someone else. You know, the accountability we've come to expect from this very open and honest, strong man administration, alleviating blame. This is the strong man that you wanted. This is his administration. But for right now, I want to send a shout out to the Bloomington Police Department and their chief, Booker Hodges, as well as everybody that was affiliated with Operation Creep. I swear, y'all are like the karma police.
I'm a weirdo.
I'm a creep. I'm a little... Okay, all right. I got my smile back. Yes, everything is in its right place. I appreciate you for that. All right, run the exit music.
I'm a creep. I'm a loser.
There we go.
Dude!
It just comes on when you talk about.
I'm telling you, 7 people just crashed into the bay just now. They pulled over to cry or jump in the water.
It's like the sensitive side of white man.
But it's something about this song. It digs deep to this loserdom
that all white people have.
That white people have this innate thing where they want to feel bad. That's why they voted for Barack. It's just like I'm a creep. I didn't own slaves, but I'm a weirdo. And I'm gonna tell you the part too that I learned is very important to white folks. I'm telling you, I've been studying. I study, man. It's not. This is. Oh, this feels good.
Yeah.
I wish I was special. You're so effing special.
Yeah.
That's whatever that little part is. That digs into white people's soul. That part, it does something to you. Look at him, he's crying. He's standing up straight. No name, I'm telling you, my show is not about trashing white folk. It's about understanding. I think white people don't get enough understanding. We need to understand.